did a very special first step here in Hamburg. We got a stroller. We just came and picked it up.
Well, we're a little early because the baby's still out for a while. But Bree and I wanted a very specific stroller and we found one finally.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went for it.
Yeah, we got a good deal on it. I'm really happy we got this stroller. I looked forever and Remo was making fun of me because I was so particular.
Yeah, we wanted to save money, so we went and bought a used one. And we found this family that only had one child, so the stroller's still in top condition. And
yeah, so yeah, it worked out. Pretty excited. I was so against having like this bed cot. That's what the Germans do here. They have like a cot, and instead of like putting a car seat in the stroller, and I was kind of against it. But then this one came with it. They were selling it with it, so I just decided to get it. And it looks really nice. Like it looks like really comfortable for the baby. So it'll be interesting to see what I use because I'm used to like a stroller or a car seat being put on the stroller always. That's what people in the U.S. do. We'll see. We'll see what I use more. But I'm excited. It looks nice. They have it built as a buggy, but then we just set the baby like cot on top. But normally there's like adapters that you plug into it, and then the cot, you just make it for the cot, and then when the baby's old enough, you change it to the seat. And we wanted to get the jogger with the 3 wheels because of like the city. We go a lot of places by walking more than we use car just because we're so in the middle of the city. And like with cobblestone and all that stuff, we just thought and we also want to go running too, so we just thought it would be better suited for us.
Yeah. See Brina glaring at me. Still excited, babe?
Yeah. Look at this. Crazy. Hello. Are you gonna put your headphones on?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, babe? You can't hear me. Okay, good. I have not come on here and given you a pregnancy update like I promised. First of all, I am 18 weeks now, 18 weeks and 3 days. So I am well into my 2nd trimester, which is great. And I feel a lot better than my 1st trimester, I'll tell you that. This is my 2nd cold that I've gotten in a month. So I might sound kind of sick, and that's why I've been kind of absent through the pregnancy part because I really have not felt good. The baby now is, I have to look at my phone, it tells me, 5.6 inches and 6.7 ounces. And that is like as big as a sweet potato. So there's a little frame of reference for you. I'm not like nauseous anymore. After I eat, I don't always feel very good, but I think that's quite normal. I don't really have any cravings like at all. I like sometimes I'm like, oh, that sounds good, but it's not like I need to have that right now. Like I don't really have any cravings. So one thing that was a little different as far as my symptoms go, this very last time when I had an appointment, she told me that I'm actually a little low in iron. She said that it wasn't like deficient or anything. She just said that I'm like on the lower end and she would like me to have like more of like a storage. And so she had me start taking what's called Kräuterblut, and it's like it's like a drink, it's like a juice. It's like a juice with iron in it, and it's really nice because it doesn't make me nauseous, which iron pills do. I think it's just easier on your body. So she had me start taking that, and then I also had a lot of cramping like the past, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, and she told me that I should just try, she wasn't too worried about it, but she told me that I should try to start taking magnesium, and she said that might help. And immediately, like after 2 or 3 days, like my cramping is almost gone. And as far as weight gain goes, I'm sure you can probably tell I've definitely gained some weight, and I think that for me has been the hardest because I'm not used to having to gain weight, and so I'm kind of trying to regulate healthy weight to gain and not unnecessary weight to gain. During the first trimester, I really didn't feel good, and I sort of gave myself a break on working out, and I barely worked out because it was rare that I even felt good, and so I worked out maybe once or twice a week. And then now I try to do 3 times a week on top of riding my bike to school, but now I think I'm even gonna up that a little bit and try to add more cardio in throughout the week, just because I feel like I'm just gaining a little bit more weight than I should. I have not felt the baby move yet. I'm at 18 weeks and I feel like I should. I've heard that with your first it's a little later. I'm waiting not so patiently for that. And then in other news, we are having a boy. Which brings me to my differences. So I've figured out a few things that are different from the US to here already. That is the first one, is that in the US, usually, I mean it totally depends on the doctor, and I know that, but usually the doctor won't tell you the gender of the baby until around 20 weeks. I was really surprised when I went to the doctor at 16 weeks. I was like, maybe I'll find out, but I probably won't, so I'm not trying to get my hopes up. And then the second she started the ultrasound, she was like, do you want to know the gender? I was like, yes. The first difference, but one thing that they don't go by here, and when I say differences, this is just my doctor as well, so I don't know about the whole of Germany, but this is just like my personal experience, so just keep that in mind. They have never weighed me, ever. My first time when I went in, she asked me how much I weigh, and I was like, I don't know, because it's in kilograms, and I was like, I don't know. She was like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's not that big of a deal. And I was thinking, okay, yeah, they're probably gonna weigh me soon anyways. And they never did, and they haven't weighed me in any appointment since then. What I'm told is that in the US, it's the first thing they do when they take you back. They immediately take you to the weighing station, and it's not that fun because you're supposed to be gaining weight, and so your number is always going to be higher than it was before. I think that's kind of cool because I feel like then it's not so focused on how much weight I'm gaining, and maybe I don't have to really know. Another difference is that we have never heard the heartbeat. I know that in the US, like hearing the heartbeat is like a huge like first step in like knowing that it's your baby, and that happens at the beginning, and the doctor, like I don't think they do it for them. Like they don't need to hear the heartbeat, they can see it, you know. And here we've never heard the heartbeat. On the screen you can see the heartbeat, and so they know that the heart is okay, and also you can see the actual heart and all of the chambers forming. They're all formed now, and so she obviously checks up on all of that. Another difference, and I don't know if this is going to be the same through the entire time, but here I've been to the doctor now 3 or 4 times, I don't actually remember, 3 or 4 times, and I've had an ultrasound every single time. I know in the US you don't have an ultrasound every time, so I think that's kind of cool that you kind of get to see the baby every single time. And I know that the next time I go, it's like the organ ultrasound where they measure all the organs, and then the time after that is the dreaded diabetes test. I will have to let you know if all the ultrasounds happen every single time, because it's interesting for me to know as well. My last thing here that I have found that's different so far is that here in Germany, most women use a midwife. So they have a doctor and they have a midwife, and it's more common here. In fact, there are midwives that work through my doctor's office, and then we also got a list of probably 50 midwives. We haven't gotten one yet, and I'm trying to debate if I really need one or not. Personally, I'm just okay with the doctor, and in asking around some of like my friends here that have had babies, and my sister-in-law here that has had babies here, they all have had one, and they say that it's the best after you give birth. So like the midwife will come over to your house actually after you give birth. They'll like weigh the baby, and they'll like kind of give you advice and counsel, and they're a huge help in breastfeeding. In the US, it's becoming more popular, I would say, now to have midwives. Like a lot of women actually do have midwives now. But like my sister never had one, and my mom never had one, and so just going after that, I'm like, I don't know if I need one. And every single time my doctor's like, have you gotten a midwife? You need to call one right now. Now I'm out of breath. but if you want to see it, I hate doing these. I really hate doing these, but I will show you my 18-week belly, my 18-week fat belly. Can you see that? Okay, it doesn't look that big because of my black shirt, but it's actually huge. That's my pregnancy update, and I'm interested to know if anyone has any questions for me, and also if anyone who has their baby here, has had their baby here, has any experiences or like anything to add to what I'm saying, anything about midwives or anything. I'm always open to hearing what you have to say. I want to keep doing these. I think it's cool to document how I'm doing, and so yeah. Okay, I think I'm done now. I've been talking for like 15 minutes, so thanks for watching.